We conclude today the 32nd chapter. 32 in Hebrew is Lev, heart, means the heart of Tanya. And it's speaking what it means to love a fellow as yourself. That's what we've been speaking till now. Today we're going to go back to the love-hate relationship that we mentioned a couple days ago. And that was with someone who was a Torah scholar, a learned person, committed to Jewish life in a real way, meaning not just a passing phase or just a very superficial connection, commitment, but a deep one. But a deep commitment. And it's your friend, who your study partner. And then this person you rebuked and moved away from, commitment. So we quoted from the Talmud a couple of days ago, that the Talmud says that it's a mitzvah to hate this person. We didn't explain it. Now the Alter Rebbe says, well, after you rebuke this person, try to bring them back, and they haven't come. So yes, there is something to hate, but there's also something to love at the same time. In other words, we have to have love and hate at the same time. Why do you hate? You hate the evil within them. And you love the good that's hidden deep down in their soul, which is the divine spark that animates the divine soul, and that you love. But, okay, how do you have love-hate? What dominates? What should be the attitude to such a person? Is it the hate, or is it the love? Now the Rebbe says the attitude should be towards the whole person should be love, because that's the real truth about the person, is that they have a divine soul. They're acting out, they're doing whatever, but the hatred to the way they are acting is there, but it's more of a back burner. Right? This is what the Alter Rebbe says. Now sometimes that's difficult to do, because when you see someone acting really, and by the way, I just want to make clear, we're talking here about a fellow, meaning it's a fellow Jew, someone in your community. We're not talking about Attila the Hun here. We're not talking about a Nazi. We're not talking about, someone who is with a gun trying to kill you, right? In a war that may be prompted by hatred, or maybe just ignorance, whatever. Anyways, the point here, we're talking about someone who was your study partner. So, you know this person closely. We're not talking about someone who is distant from you. It's someone who was very committed to Torah and mitzvahs, and then went off the path. So again, what is it that you will hate about them? Is their actions. What are you going to love about them? Is the fact that they have a divine soul that is deeply hidden within them. Now, the difficulty over here then is that when you have two competing feelings, and the Alter Rebbe is saying is that the dominant one should actually be love, how are you going to arouse that love if, when you're seeing the actions are terrible actions? So the Alter Rebbe says you can do that through compassion. If you arouse the compassion for the divine soul of that sinner, right, then in the case of this person who's off the path, that their divine soul is in exile, is in exile meaning it's imprisoned. It can't show itself. It can't reveal itself. This is the idea of, it says that Jacob redeemed Abraham. Yaakov redeemed Abraham. Yaakov is the third of the three forefathers. He represents compassion. And Abraham represents kindness, love. Love can't always be expressed. So it says that Jacob redeemed Abraham, that compassion redeems love. When you can't feel love to someone, then have compassion for them. And then that will redeem the love. And then in this instance here, for your friend who is off the path, acting in a wicked way, you can have compassion for their divine soul that will bring you a love towards them. As parenthetically, the Alter Rebbe says here, as for the statement that King David says in Psalms, I hate them with a consummate hatred. Ooh, powerful words. So the Alter Rebbe says that refers to Jewish heretics and those who are have no part in the God of Israel, as explained in the Talmud. So then there's more of a consummate hatred for such an individual. And as the commentaries actually explain, this was said by King David, who is a king, who as a king is responsible for the entire people, and that such a person can have a negative effect on the people. So therefore, from that position, there is this consummate hate. However, from the non-king position, which is us, you and I, there isn't anything as a consummate hatred, even for someone who is, a complete, heretic. A complete heretic. Heretic meaning, someone who is trying to influence other people with, going off the path of Judaism, who is a complete non-believer, as opposed to someone who might, the Torah scholar's colleague who just went off the path just, as a pleasure seeker, which most people, that's what causes them to leave, Jewish observance, is because they just want to enjoy life, and, you want to eat whatever you want to eat, and you want to go and do whatever you want to do, and, Torah mitzvahs creates in many people's minds a ball and chain, a limitation. And in fact, it's not that way, but, when you understand and appreciate really what it is. But in any case, so that's a very different case than someone who's a heretic and trying to influence other people.